Hi guys and girls, my name is Sober Chef Eric, and today we're going to be making a wonderful soy-free mushroom stir-fry. Yep, this is for my friend Holly, who owns and runs Whiskey and Hardtack, men's grooming products, and Sweet Tea and Biscuits. Yeah, I'll leave her links right down below. She makes some amazing things, but she's really sensitive to soy. So she asked if I could do a stir-fry recipe, and I said, you betcha, Holly. So here it is. Hang out after the intro, and we'll get right to the cooking. Thanks a lot. Alrighty guys, thanks for checking out my intro. Now, we're going to get to the good stuff. First, I started with 3 tablespoons of pure sesame oil. And I've got it on about a 6.5 out of 10, which is going to be about 2/3 high. And we're going to let this start to get warm. And while that's heating up, I'll show you a few things. Since she is allergic to soy, we're going to be using coconut aminos. Yeah, you can find them at Kroger like I did, or you can find them, I even saw them at Walmart. So that's going to be part of the sauce. Then we also, even though this is in a 1 cup thing, it's only 1/4 cup of veggie broth. And I made that using 1 teaspoon of the wonderful Better Than Bouillon roasted garlic, and mixed it up, and I just got it in the 1 cup container just so it won't spill all over the place. And then I'll go over everything else as we go. Alrighty, it's starting to get nice and warm, so we'll give it a couple seconds. Now, like I said, you can use soy in this if you are not allergic, but it's going to taste a little bit different because the coconut aminos have a little bit sweeter flavor as opposed to the savory umami-ness of soy sauce. So to counteract that sweetness, we're going to use the juice of a lime, and I'm going to show you a great trick on how to juice your limes. All right, that's warming up. Also, you like the new little ladle I got? Yeah, I went to the Asian market to get the produce, and yeah, saw that, and I figured $3, why not? So we're going to start out. We got 1 cup of diced red or purple cabbage. Oh, you hear that? Yeah, that's the sound of wonderfulness. Now, the other things that are going to take a little bit to cook, we've got 1 small Chinese eggplant. Tastes a lot like regular eggplant, just it's a little thinner, cylindrical. And then I've got 1 small head of broccoli. So we're going to put that in. Oh yeah, man, this is going to be delicious. Now we're going to go over the kinds of mushrooms we're going to be using. We're going to be using seafood mushrooms, which look like this, and then I sliced them up. And we're going to be using oyster mushrooms. And in the recipe down below, I'll put all the quantities and amounts and everything. Then a really cool mushroom we're going to be using is this king mushroom. Now, it's going to be nice and cylindrical, and it's going to look like this on top. And they're about yay long, which, you know, on the screen, not really going to tell what that means. But we're going to add those a little bit later. We're going to add a cup of diced diakon, which is it's an Asian radish. Now, it's not as spicy as the red ones that you're used to seeing here in America. But it is going to add a nice little pepperiness to the stir fry, as well as some good texture. Now, I'm not going to cook these till they're completely limp. I like to have some different textures and different mouthfeels. Now we're going to throw in one small red bell pepper, or half of a large one, sliced. We're going to give it a little stir. We're going to walk it up. All right, we're going to add one medium carrot, julienned. Now, I got this great little tool at the Asian market, another $3. But you see how it's kind of serrated? Well, you just put the thing down on a cutting board and just like that. Yep, I'll make that noise again. Yeah, I figured you'd like that. And the carrot is going to give it a little bit of flavor, but it's mainly for color. Because anybody that's watched any of my other cooking tutorials, you know that I like a nice colorful dish. Now, we're going to add the 3 Baby Bok Choy. Now, a lot of times you'll see a smaller bok choy in a grocery store, but it's not. That's more of what they call a Chinese long bok choy, or you can use regular bok choy. It's just, you're going to have so much in your pan. Using a full size bok choy, it's going to be a little much. And that's going to give a nice little leafiness to it, a nice little, not quite herbaceous, but nice little flavor. And this one even had some flowers, so you know it's nice and fresh. Now we'll go ahead and add our mushrooms. There's the oyster and the seafood. Now we're going to add our 2 king mushrooms, which are like just giant mushroom stalks. Okay. Now, to help the cooking process with a little steam action, I've got 1/4 cup of the coconut aminos. Yeah, you hear that sound? That means it's gonna start steaming everything really nicely. We got our 1 cup of veggie broth. Now, the little trick that I was going to show you about the limes. Well, first, before you cut it, you roll the lime back and forth in your hand. It starts to break up those little membranes. And then also at that point, you can remove any seeds if you see them. And then you're going to take, let me see if I can do this directed toward the camera. You're going to put your spoon in there. No need to buy a tool just to juice your limes. And then as you see, in one nice little squeeze. Ta-da! Now we're going to do the other one. Now this is going to give it a nice acid. It's good, a nice tartness to kind of counteract the sweetness of those aminos, those coconut aminos. Now, anybody that's watched my channel before knows I like spicy. Well, here we've got 4 shishito peppers, which are Japanese. They're going to be like kind of the heat of a mild poblano. So, not very spicy. I was going to get some Thai chili peppers, but they didn't have any. So, since they didn't have those, I'm going to add a teaspoon of sambal olek. You guys know how I love this stuff. As well as combine it with some sriracha. Dun, dun, dun. So I got 1 teaspoon of each, And using my wonderful little silicone spatula. Alrighty. Now we're going to let this cook. And as you can see, the Baby Bok Choy is starting to wilt down. The leaves are. And that's exactly what we want. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but as I back this up, you see there's a little bit of liquid, but it's not going to be a really soupy dish. Now, if you wanted it a little thicker, then you could add a slurry. And I've showed you how to do that on a previous one. But basically a slurry, you're going to use almost equal parts of cornstarch and water, cold water. And you're going to mix it up. And then you're going to pour it in, and it'll help thicken the sauce as that gets heated up. It'll start to thicken. Now, you could serve this over fried rice, or you could serve it over riced cauliflower. And actually, in an upcoming video, I'm going to make stir-fried rice with riced cauliflower. And you can buy that stuff everywhere now. You can buy it at Kroger's, Walmart. I got mine at Costco. You know, if I can buy something that I'm going to use a bunch and get a big size of it and, you know, get twice as much for the price, yeah, I'm going to do that. Because I wouldn't necessarily call myself frugal, but, you know, I like to shop smartly. But the ones I'm going to be using today are the Nasoya Pasta Zero. Now, the thing I like about this is you can see 20 calories and 5 grams of carbs. And this is 2 8-ounce packages. You know, and like I say, this will feed 4 people and leave you with some wonderful leftovers. Oh, almost forgot one of my favorites. You know, where is it? Here it is. We got 1 tablespoon of my ginger paste. Almost forgot that. That would be a shame, because the ginger is wonderful in this dish. Now let me get that ginger mixed in and get the noodles mixed in. And the nice thing about these noodles, not only are they low carb and everything, but they're fully cooked. Now you're going to want to drain and rinse them really well, because when you first open them, they kind of got a funk to them. So, you know, you're going to want to rinse them really well. But as opposed to, you know, dry noodles, you know, whether they be rice noodles or whatever, you know, lo mein, whatever your favorite is. These, all you pretty much got to do is heat up. So, now we're going to add the last thing, and this is more for a texture and a little bit of a flavor. But I got a half package of bean sprouts, and so it's going to be 6 ounces. And these you're pretty much just going to warm through. Just like the noodles. Now, if you're making this for 2, you know, you can stick with this recipe and then you got some really good leftovers. Or you could just, you know, what I do in the recipe, which will be down below, as well as the links for sweet tea and biscuits and whiskey and hardtack. Now, it's not going to take long for these bean sprouts and these noodles to heat up, which is great news for me because I am starving like Marvin. Yep, starving like Marvin for a Cool J song. And those don't know, I love old school rap, punk, hip hop, you name it. But, you know, old LL back when he was still super skinny, Rick Rubin producing everything, and he was one of my favorites. And LL Cool J stands for Ladies Love Cool James. Yeah. So, a little trivia. And as you can see, most of that sauce is getting nice and steamy. And also those noodles, They are made from potato starch, I believe, but they're very neutral in flavor. So you can add them, even though they say they're spaghetti zero, I tried them with spaghetti. No. No, not good in that kind of sauce. But I love it in Asian dishes. So, gonna make sure I get some sauce. Yep, I'm cooling it down because it is hot temperature-wise. Woo! Hot! Hot dang! All right, guys. Well, that is great. You got the earthiness and umami of the mushrooms. You got broccoli. Come on, just look how pretty that is. That's pretty dang nice, if I must say so myself. So, if you've learned anything in this and you want to see more recipes like this, go ahead and do me a favor and hit that subscribe and like button. Now, if there's something about this video that you didn't like, you can hit the don't like. Just leave me a message, let me know why. I am constantly trying to improve. Well, guys and gals, I appreciate you stopping by. And remember, life's too short to eat bad food. Bye.